Alright, what's going on, guys? I was very wrong about Monster Hunter. For many years now, a lot of you guys have been trying to get me to play Monster Hunter. And several times now, I've downloaded Monster Hunter World, I downloaded Monster Hunter Rise, played it for about 30 minutes and immediately got off. I'll just be honest, I didn't get it. I didn't like the hunt-style mission-based gameplay loop, which sounds crazy considering I'm absolutely loving Wilds. But I can explain, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Every time I've tried to get into Monster Hunter, I've had somebody explaining to me all of the game systems, the weapon I need to use, and overcomplicating it to the point where it just seemed like too much. I didn't want to bother. So that's the first thing I want to talk about today, but I also want to discuss why this game feels like such a breath of fresh air in today's video game market. It's been a long time since I've actually sat down and played a video game without some kind of other reason for playing it other than just having fun. And I know you guys have felt that too, where that's almost like it's not good enough to the gatekeepers of the gaming sphere. But while playing this game, it communicates to the player that that's all you need. So let me give you my perspective on Monster Hunter Wilds, why I was so wrong about it, as a complete noob to the series. Now to start things off, let me get this out the way real quick. I am a complete noob to Monster Hunter. This might be the worst gameplay you ever see. I get it. I know. That's the whole point of this video, is I'm just having fun with this game. The gameplay is going to be pretty bad. I'm going to miss items that I know are important. I know I'm not doing the meta strategies, and my build is not entirely optimized. But that's okay. And it leads me into my first point. From the outside looking in, as someone completely unfamiliar with the Monster Hunter games, the perspective I had before going into Wilds was that in order to have fun, you had to metagame. You had to have a completely optimized loadout, be running very specific weapons, using them in a very specific way, and whichever weapon you chose, someone had something to say about it. I thought the longsword looked cool. Turns out that's the most overpowered weapon apparently, and I'm not allowed to use it, or else I'm not experiencing the game. I started Wilds and I picked dual blades because I wanted a fast-paced in the pocket gameplay. Apparently that's cringe. I was not aware of that. But you know what? I stuck with it. I don't care. I want to be acting like Levi in Attack on Titan, and if that's cringe, so be it. But when I hopped into Worlds and Rise for the first time over this last year, every time I got in, and this is a criticism of Wilds as well, these games are so bad at explaining the basic systems to the player. Trying to craft your weapons and figuring out how to upgrade them is like reading Egyptian hieroglyphs. I just rolled the credits on the main story in Wilds. I still don't understand what half of the consumable items do or when I should use them. And genuinely, aside from just killing the monsters, I don't know what to metagame or what to be doing to make the experience more rewarding for the player in the game. I don't really need anything else to have more fun, but it feels like there's a lot more I should be doing, and I really don't know what it is. Now don't get it twisted, I don't want my handheld. This is entirely subjective on my part. Again, I'm a complete noob to the series. Maybe I'm just dumb and missed it. But here's the thing, I've still been able to play the game, have fun, beat the missions, unlock cool new weapons and armor, engage in the multiplayer features, without knowing how to metagame. And that's what matters. That's what's been refreshing about this whole thing. And maybe it's because the vast majority of my gaming experience is on the Souls franchise, where things are very hardcore. The community has gotten out of control with judging how other people play, judging how other people interpret the story. Everybody wants to control exactly what you do in your own game on that one. And I've been guilty of it too. Looking back, I am a hypocrite on some of those things. But I'm getting older. I don't really enjoy hardcore gaming much anymore. So to be able to jump into Wilds without consulting YouTube on exactly how I should be playing and still get the Monster Hunter experience is really nice. Another thing I'm really enjoying about this game is the multiplayer feeling. I used to play a ton of Destiny, and I really missed having a game where in the central hub, you have a lot of other players running around. So I'm looking and seeing all this really awesome armor, all these crazy weapons. I'm over here in my noob gear, and it gets me excited for what the rest of the game has to offer, especially since MMOs have kind of gone extinct, and we don't really have really great MMOs that are constantly populated on the internet. Wilds to me fills that gap a little bit. It makes a good alternative and balance between MMO features, where the game feels populated. You're running into other players constantly, but it's still your game. And this is where I want to kind of transition the video to talk about why we need more games just like this. I feel like gaming has taken on a new form, and it may be primarily just due to internet exposure, where a game can't just be a fun game. It always has to be assigned to some other outside element or some side of an internet argument, or the game has to be communicating something which it's clearly not, and that now becomes the face of the game. I'm not going to get into any specifics, I don't want that to be the topic of the video, but I know you guys have seen some of the floundering going on, where other studios can't figure out why the game is so successful, and it really just comes down to the game being fun, the game being a true video game. It really is as simple as fight a giant monster, kill it, and then turn it into your new weapons and armor. It really is hard to get a more simple premise of a video game than that, but it executes those things almost perfectly. Now, yes, there is more to do in the game than just that, but you don't have to do anything else. And that was part of my confusion as a new player as well, because I thought there was a lot more I should be doing than just killing the monster. I'm so conditioned to games being overcomplicated for the sake of being overcomplicated and trying to be everything games to where they almost have no identity. For example, the new direction of the Assassin's Creed games trying to be big open world RPGs, when I just want to be an assassin and learn about some history along the way, that I almost couldn't wrap my mind around Monster Hunter being so straightforward. I mean, I put about 25 hours in of the same loop over and over again, and I'm still not bored of it at all. Literally just going to the camp, filling up my items, going out hunting the monster, coming back and seeing if it unlocked new armor or weapons for me. That's it. And I know the rest of the game is going to be that exact same thing, and guess what? I want to play the rest of the game. You know, I don't need complex side quests, different game modes, or aspects of other popular games put into this one. And I'll give you an example of something like that really threw me for a loop over this last year. I already mentioned Assassin's Creed, but I've been playing Call of Duty ever since I could play video games. And everybody knows when you play Call of Duty, you're expecting an arcade type shooter, going through the campaign, blowing things up, getting some real-world historical war backdrops with interesting and fascinating stories of political intrigue. I think the campaign for Black Ops 2 is one of the most compelling stories I've ever experienced in a video game. But playing through the campaign in the new Black Ops 6, half the time, you don't even have a gun in your hand. You're doing these long and really annoying dialogue quests, or having to play house in the safe house, find money, and build it out. I don't want to do that in a Call of Duty. I want to be shooting the craziest gun I can find in the middle of a battlefield. This is not a problem that Monster Hunter has. The game knows exactly what it wants to be and masters that one function. And honestly, you look at a lot of the most popular games, the ones that are selling like crazy. Sure, there are some outliers, but the vast majority of them are not having this identity crisis that we're seeing in the games industry at large. And it's just refreshing. That's kind of the feeling I've been having the whole time I've been playing this. It feels like how games used to be. Back in the 2010s and even a little bit before, every game had such a strong presence and identity. You had your big franchises like Assassin's Creed, like Call of Duty, like Halo, all the Nintendo franchises. Everything stood out and was unique. They all had one purpose, one identity, and executed on that to the fullest. Maybe it's because of live services being such a popular thing, games feeling like they have to do everything to keep you on that game at all times. I don't feel that way with Monster Hunter. As soon as I'm bored of it and want to play a different game, I can. The game respects your time, it respects your intelligence, and it respects your choice to play other games. I just really appreciate Monster Hunter knowing what it is, knowing what the fans want out of the game, and doing exactly that. And I'm happy that the market is reflecting it, and they're making a ton of money organically. Anyway, I hope this long ramble made some sense. Bit of a different video today. I just wanted to come on here and talk about this because it's been on my mind this past month. I wish I had gotten the honest perspective on Monster Hunter a long time ago because I would have really enjoyed the games. Yeah, I was totally wrong. Happily so. And it's given me a new perspective and a new game to really get into. Anyways though guys, that's going to do it for the video today. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to leave a like on it, and I will catch you in the next one.